Hello and welcome to Joseph's KC class again. We are going to be working on worksheet AF number 2. It's in my right hand corner, but it should be on your left hand corner up over here on your worksheet. So let's get started. AF number 2. We're going to be working with order of operations. So I've got two whiteboards today, or two flip charts, because this is going to be critical to everything we do. But I think it'll be easier for you to look at it while I'm showing you this than me just repeating it, and hopefully you catch it in my head, from my mouth, although I will still be repeating it. Okay, so let's get started. The idea is that when you have multiple types of math, meaning like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, you can't just go left to right. You have to go in the correct order, which can involve, and often will involve, bouncing back and forth. So where to start and where to go next? This is the trick. First is parentheses. You got to see if there's any parentheses to do. If there's not, then you check to see if there's any exponents that you can solve. If not, then you go down to multiplication and division. Now multiplication, division, even though I wrote multiplication up top, division can come before. Use whichever comes first as you're reading the problem left to right. Same thing with addition and subtraction. If you've done this, and all that's left finally is just addition and subtraction, that's the last thing you do. Now the only semi-exception is if you see some of this stuff inside parentheses, you handle everything inside the parentheses using order of operations before you go on to any of this stuff. So you might end up doing, in some cases, adding and subtracting before multiplying if some of this is inside the parentheses. We'll do some examples. Here's a basic one. So the first thing that we do is multiply. There's no parentheses, there's no exponents, there's no division, but there is some multiplication. So we're going to multiply that. 3 times 4 is 12. So now we go to, I'm going to rewrite the problem. If you're going to be really organized, rewrite the entire problem. Don't just do it in your head. That's how you can make mistakes, even if you know how to do the math. So rewriting it, 2 plus 12 minus 1. I rewrote the problem. Now there's no parentheses, exponents, multiply, or divide, so we can just add or subtract whichever comes first. So 2 plus 12 is 14. So we can finally rewrite the problem right here. 14 minus 1 equals 13. These are pretty easy and quick. You just got to remember this. And in fact, if you haven't done so already, write this on your paper somewhere on there if it's not there already. It should be, but if it's not, write it down. It will also be in your symbol account in the tools section. Alright, a slightly more complicated one, but really it's not that bad as long as you follow the rules and the order of the rules. So first, we always start at the top. Is there parentheses? Yes, there is. So that means we're going to ignore all this for now and solve all of this before we look at anything here, because parentheses gets the priority. It's at the top of PEMDAS. So in there, no parentheses again on the inside, and then there's no exponents, but there is multiplication. So we do that. 2 times 2 is 4. Let's rewrite the problem. Okay, we still have parentheses. The only thing in the parentheses left to do is subtraction, so we'll subtract. 4 minus 1 is 3. Rewrite the problem yet again. Now once you solve the parentheses and you've only got a single number, you could just rewrite without the parentheses. Just throw them away, they're a distraction. You can leave them if you want, doesn't hurt anything, it's up to you. But there's no more parentheses left to manage, so again we go back to the top, exponents, and go on down. So we've got exponent here to deal with. We can't subtract, we can't divide, but we can use this exponent because that comes before anything else. However, don't leave off this negative. this is not just positive 3 squared, it's negative 3 squared. I know it's minus 3 squared. Some of you are thinking, no, that's subtraction. It is, but this also counts as a negative number, so you square this whole thing. So negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. And I'm going to rewrite it just like that. See how there's no subtraction anymore? Because negative 3 times negative 3 equals positive 9. That subtraction symbol is now gone because it became a positive number. Now, going back to order of operations, no parentheses, no exponents, no multiply. Oh, there's divide. So that's what we do next. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So finally, we're going to rewrite the problem. 21 plus 3. And there's only one thing left to do, so go ahead and do it. 21 plus 3 equals 24. Pretty simple. Sometimes there's a lot of steps, but as long as you know this and you keep to it, you'll never go wrong. Always keep checking back. Is there anything at the top that's there now? Is there anything at the top, at the next level, at the third level, at the fourth level, going up and down? So one more example. This is a situation where you have substitution. Don't get freaked out by this variable right here, the x. That just means, in this problem, you're just going to substitute, because they're telling you what x is. So that x is not a reason to be worried about. So here's what you do. Substitute using parentheses. What is the value of 2x squared minus 3 if x equals 5? 2 parentheses. X equals 5, so I'm going to put a 5 here. This exponent doesn't go anywhere. Minus 3. Now, solve using PEMDAS. Exponents first. And then that leaves us with 5 times 5 squared equals 25. And now multiplication, because we can't subtract yet. 2 times 25 is 50, leaving us with 50 minus 3 equals 47. Pretty simple. No more problems, go ahead and hit stop and start the practice problems. Do not go on to the homework until I tell you otherwise. Thank you.